Hello, everyone. Welcome to John Lee Has a YouTube Channel show, week 4, and here are 10-minute topics. Topic number 1, pandemic weddings. You know, I have a problem with pandemic weddings is because I think everyone used it as a shortcut not to have a big, glorious wedding. And why does it offend me? It offends me because I've been a DJ. I have made a living off of this for about 15 years. All I do is big lights, big city, beautiful girls. At a wedding, of course. That's what I do. I'm the big man with the big wedding, the big top, if you will. So everyone choosing to do a pandemic wedding, which kind of meant, lower budget, less people. And you know what? What's wrong with having a more simplistic way of living, a more simplistic life, a more simplistic party? Who wants that big party? Well, you know what? I do. I'm that guy on the other side of the fence. Moving on. Game show audition. That's right, the Big Bang. The original notorious one. His name is Mitch Silver. My tag team partner in vacation, travel, and WrestleMania in Las Vegas. He's a perennial contestant on game shows in the past. To be fair, friend, I've never seen any of them. Actually, I saw one because Randy showed it to me. And anyway, so there's this new game show. It films in Ireland. It's hosted by, is it Jamie Foxx or something like that? Basically, it's a game show, and it's not that stupid one featuring David Spade called Snake Oil. Does he just cry himself to sleep as he rolls in his bed with all the cash he's making from that silly game show? Maybe it's a good game show. I don't know. But the game show he wants us to audition for is a music-based game show. And as you can see, the first 2 topics of the show are music-based, music-inclined, and, the big man, Mitch Silver. He used to work at a radio station. Was he a DJ? No, he was not. But he was a radio producer, so he was around music all the time. His musical tastes are what they are. They're not the same that I have. And I am, as you know, Connecticut's most wanted disc jockey, even though I've never slung a disc in my life. But I am a DJ. World famous, if you will, still at work, doing the main events like Roman Reigns. I am the tribal chief. I am the head of the table. I am DJ only. But anyway, combining our music knowledge, could we be a success at this? Could we win money? He's like, yeah, I know a lot of music, but a lot of people like to challenge me over the years to how much music knowledge I actually have. It's like, I'm sorry. And you know what? Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But you know what? I don't know every Janis Joplin song. I'll tell you what, I don't know a single Janis Joplin song. And I bring her name up specifically because this happened at a party, at a gig. Someone came up and said, do you have any Janis Joplin? I said, no, I do not. And this was before streaming. This was before cell phones that had 5G, 4G. This was back when you just had CDs, man. And I just said I didn't have it because I'm like, I did enough parties at that point. I have never played Janis Joplin, and I never will at any party. Because the parties I do, they have a good time. Okay? They're mostly weddings. They're mostly high school parties, college parties, whatever. They're not asking for that. And if they do, I'll slap them right across the face. And nothing against Janis Joplin. Obviously, very famous, very popular person. But that's not the type of music that you're playing right after the Cupid Shuffle. All right? So there you go. But you'd probably ask some kind of obscure question like that. I'm like, I don't know that one. I don't know the 10th track off of David Bowie's 3rd album. Sorry, I don't know that. Okay? I know Let's Dance. That's fun, isn't it? Like Queen. Oh, I love Queen. I don't know their whole discography, but that's the kind of question you might get asked. But you ask me the popular stuff, okay? I'm the top 40 guy. I listen to Q105. Today's mainstream top hits. That's what I listen to. That's what made me a great DJ, is because I played what was popular to most people. Not playing that obscure stuff. It's like an episode of The Office, Dom, where Andy is at the rolling rink, and he asks the DJ to play a deep cut from Dave Matthews Band, he plays like whatever. See, I'm failing already. I shouldn't be on this game show. He's playing one of the more famous Dave Matthews Band songs. So famous, I still can't even tell you the title of the song. But who knows? It's always there. It's always on the back burner somewhere, isn't it? So we'll deal with that when it comes. But the next topic is Metallica ice cream last summer, August. Was it August? Yes, it was. Last summer, August of 2023, myself and Don't At Him, Ringside Steve, went to go see Metallica at MetLife Stadium in New York/New Jersey. We had a great time. I had a great time. I was glad to see Metallica, a legendary band, someone I've listened to many times over the years, and actually the third musical inclined topic of today. But as I was following them on the social medias, it turns out they came out with a Metallica ice cream bar made from a certain company, and I was able to find that company at ShopRite. And you know what? It took a couple months. By the time something is announced and released, it's not actually in your store until quite a time later. But I did find it recently, and I took a photo of it. And you know what? This leads into my next topic, toy hunts. Because believe it or not, folks, I do like toys. I like toys since I was a little boy. Okay. Various kinds of toys. I got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I got the G.I. Joes. I've converted some Barbies to G.I. Janes. You know. Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, all that stuff into wrestling action figures. It's not something you want to talk about. Who wants to watch a YouTube show with a guy talking about wrestling toys? It'll never happen, but it does happen. But I do like to go collect them. I like certain action figures, and that's a whole topic. It's a whole pathway like Alice in Wonderland you can go down. All right, but the idea with the toy hunt is something Randy and I used to go do, and Bobby would go as well. And what's great is that my sister would go to the toy section looking for the children. I'd be looking for myself. And sometimes you're just looking for a figure. It's like, hey, I saw this new Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman 3-pack. And it's on clearance at either your local discount retailer, Marshall's, Burlington, Ross, Dress for Less, TJ Maxx. And you know what? You'll just take an afternoon. You'll take some time. You'll drive to these locations, and you'll look in the toy aisle, and you'll be like, looking for them, seeing if they're there. And sometimes they're not there. Sometimes you strike gold. I saw a Scott Hall and AJ Styles figures at TJ Maxx for $7.99. That was fun. And then I sold that Scott Hall figure on eBay for a decent amount of money, more than the $7.99 I paid for it. Action figure flipping, it's not really a thing. It's not, don't do it for money, just do it because you like it. But anyway, hunting for these figures, sometimes I find the figure and I'm like, I really don't want to spend $20 on this thing. $23.99 nowadays. Remember when they used to cost $4.99? But it's like the hunt is what's fun about it. I get to go, I get to look, I look to search, and then, I got it. I got the figure I've been looking for, the hunt. Kind of like the Metallica ice cream bars. I got it, it's in my hand, I could purchase it if I want to, but I'm like, I don't really want it. I'm glad I found it, and I'm glad I hunted for it, but I don't really want it. And so, you know what, taking a picture of it in the store, and saying I found it, it's like catching a fish and throwing it back. Cruel to the fish. You made it late for something, The next topic here, before we run out of time, is the Johnita Convention, a prospective name for a brand new podcast featuring my sweetheart Nita and I. And the topic of that would be discussing movies. We watched a movie recently because one of our favorite directors, Guillermo del Toro, get the horns, play with the bull, get the horns, and that's for later in the evening. But this movie he directed Pacific Rim, the first one, Pacific Rim 1. And we were talking about good movies, bad movies. Pacific Rim 1 versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, released in the same damn year. Monster Kaiju versus Kaiju, okay? But that would be the topic of our YouTube show. And then we're out of time, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next